Hi, it's Brighter Destiny Davis. Subscribe to my channel. All one word, no spaces. Today I want to talk about the 5 love languages. And so many times we as people just don't understand how to communicate with other people concerning love. Oftentimes that's because we don't understand it ourselves. So first, let's talk about what the 5 love languages are. First of all, it's an excellent book. So if you've never read it, then you may want to consider reading it, because what I'm going to give you in 5 minutes of free time does not do the book justice. So there are basically, what it states is that there are 5 different love languages, and we all primarily have one love language, and we usually speak a secondary love language as well. But the 5 languages are acts of service, the gifter, the quality time person, the touch person, and then the words of affirmation person. And basically what it is that the words of affirmation person is that person that's always going around and it has some positive words to say to everybody. And that's how they give love, and that's how they receive love, through positive word reinforcement. And then you have the gifter, that everything that happens, they want to give a gift. So they're always suggesting, well, let's give them a pencil. And everybody's looking at them like, oh my God, what is a pencil supposed to do? But it's not about that. That's how they give and receive love, is through gifting. Touch people always find some way to touch you for the smallest little thing. And if you're not a touch person, and it will drive you crazy. But that's just how they give and receive love. Then that's that quality time person, where no matter how much you give, no matter how much you give them the pat on the back, or you give them the words of affirmation, they always just seem like they like, well, can you stay a little longer? Can you spend a little bit more time with me? And you may call them clingy if you're not a time person, but they just really like quality time, quality over quantity. But if they can't get quality, they will ask for quantity. So if you find that somebody's asking for a lot of your time, don't necessarily try to find more time, but maybe be more attentive in the time that you're giving them, or maybe you might want to make sure that the time you're spending with them is quality. And then you have the acts of service people. Those are the people that's always doing little things. Like they're like, oh, I could come over and help you paint. Or they're like, well, I can do this for you, or I can do that for you. If you have someone that's always offering to do something, that's because they are an acts of service person. What does all this have to do with anything? You need to understand your love language. You need to understand how you speak and receive love, as well as when you recognize it in other people, you will be able to do better about giving them that. I am not a quality time person, which means that I really don't care about spending time with people. The people that I love and I love dearly, if they're quality time people, they suffer greatly. And so now that I understand the 5 love languages, I'm doing better at trying to make sure I interject that quality time. However, I am an acts of service person, so I will just run by and do little things for you. And that's just because that's just how I am. That's how I give love. That's how I receive love. And until I really understood these 5 love languages, there were so many people in my life and in my world that really loved me and cared about me. But I couldn't see it for them, and they couldn't see it for me, because we were speaking 2 different languages. It's kind of like if you speak English and I speak French, and we're sitting there and we're talking, we're having a full out conversation. There will be some things that we understand just because of expressions and tones and everything, but for the most part, there is going to be a huge communication gap. And so when you think of that, then that's how you want to think of the love languages. I have friends right now that I barely speak to, because we speak different love languages, and by the time that I understood this concept, there was already so much damage in the relationship that there really was no turning back from it. So for those people, I apologize too, but I'm saying the only thing you can do now is learn from your mistakes and move forward, because after all, this life is all about being prepared. It is only when when preparation meets purpose, that destiny emerges. So now that I am much more prepared for love, and that I understand it from a different perspective, and that I am much more apt at speaking all 5 languages. I am not fluent in them all, but I am striving to be. And so, if you have not heard of the 5 love languages, Google it and pick it up. There are different aspects of it. There are 5 love language for the married couple, for the single couple, for the engaged couple, and so it teaches still the basic 5 love languages, but it goes more in depth into different areas for you to focus on depending on what stage you are in as far as relationships are concerned. And so that's my little 2 cents in the world. Remember to be a beautiful person in a beautiful world. Be blessed and have a gorgeous and wonderful day.